I hope all of you are doing well. Welcome back with me, Geetu, into a new session with my channel Business in You. So today, what are the topics that we are going to be discussing? We are going to be discussing the last topic in our chapter called Nature and Purpose of Business. We have completed quite a lot of topics in our previous sessions. We have completed business risk, characteristic features of business, then classification of industry and commerce. These are the topics and multiple objectives of business. All these are the topics which we have already completed, leaving the last topic. So today we will be completing the last topic called the starting a business basic factors. So what is the factors that we need to consider when we are going to start a business is what we are going to be learning today. So if you've looked at the mind map, this particular topic would come for a 5 marker. That's for a practical oriented question. And if in case it doesn't come as a 5 marker, it would come as a 4 marker. So it's very important and it is one of the most simplest and easiest topics for you all to understand. So, what are the points that we need to look into when a business is going to start or before a business can start? What are the factors that needs to be taken into consideration? So the first thing is selection of a line of business, size of a firm, and choice of form of ownership, location of business enterprise, financing the proposition, physical facilities, plant layout, component and committed workforce, tax planning, and launching the enterprise. Now, I would go step by step explaining every point here. I actually thought I would do it now, but then if I start doing it now, it would go too much in detail. So directly we will move on to the topic. Now this is a 4 marker, so let me write it down here telling that it is a 4 marker. Okay, so make sure you are making note of it telling that this is a 4 marker. Okay, and so the first point is selection of a line of business. So before we can open a business, the first thing that we need to do is we need to decide whether we are going to open an industry or whether we are going to open a business in the line of commerce. Commerce refers to services which helps industry, and industry refers to manufacturing of goods or providing of services. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to highlight or we need to think for ourselves whether we are going to go ahead and open a branch of industry in whether open a branch or start up a business in industry or commerce. So that's the first thing that we need to decide, and depending on that we need to always check what the customers would like depending on the requirements of the customers. Like example, now if you see, the beautician industry is flourishing a lot, but because of the COVID scenario, the beauty parlor industry has gone down. Like that, we have our food and catering industry, which was actually a boom, but now that industry is also fallen down. So you as a business, you need to decide. The first thing is what is the line of business that you want to open first. If you've decided whether you want to open a manufacturing sector or whether you want to provide a service, depending on that, you need to select the size of the firm. Example, if you're opening, let's say, a beautician shop, if you're opening a beauty parlor, you know that the size of the beauty parlor is relatively comparatively small when compared to a very big manufacturing sector. Yes, so the first thing that you need to decide is whether it's a large size industry or whether it is a suitably small size industry. So depending on that, you need to invest your required amount of capital also. Now what is capital? Capital is the required amount of money that you need to invest to start a business. So depending on whether it's a large company or whether it's a small business, you will have to invest the capital. So first thing is you selected the line of business. Second thing is you selected the size, whether it's going to be big, whether it's going to be small. The third one is the choice of form of ownership, whether it's going to be sole proprietorship. That means alone, single-handedly, you are going to manage the business. You are not taking anybody's else's help. So you are the single owner of your business. So it's only one person, and that's you who's going to manage the business. But if you are going to share the business with your friend, then it's going to be two or more people who are joining in to assist you to form the business. That becomes a partnership. If you're talking about a corporation, a multinational corporation, you need more than seven people to form this kind of business. And for cooperative society, you need 10 people minimum to form a cooperative society. So what exactly am I telling you? The first thing is you select the line of business. The second thing, the size of the firm, whether it's big or small. Then the third thing is you decide who are the people who are going to help you with to start a business, to carry out your business. And every form of business has its own merits and demerits. So, and what are the profits and losses sharing ratio that you are going to share, and whether registration is really important. All this depends on the choice of form of ownership. Then the fourth one is the location of the business enterprise. So you have decided that you want to open a small beauty parlor shop, a small business, and you have also decided that you're going to do it single, that is sole proprietor. You're not taking the help of anyone. Now, the fourth thing is you're deciding the location of your business enterprise. Where exactly do you want to uh, let's say locate your business enterprise or start your business enterprise. Now I would say the convenient place to start my business enterprise is close by my home. So like that, you need to decide which is the closest location or the best location for you to start a business enterprise, depending on where the customers are or the competition is. Depending on that, you would start off your particular location you would select. And you also need to check whether the availability of raw materials, all this should be available very close by to where your business is. Otherwise the transportation cost itself would be very expensive for you. So the first thing is you select the line of business, then you decide whether it's industry or commerce. Then sorry, the first thing is industry and commerce. Second thing is you select whether it's a big industry or whether it's a small one. Then the form of organization, sole proprietor, partnership. Then you selected an enterprise, where exactly you're going to establish your enterprise. The fifth one is financing the proposition, who are going to help you to provide money. Now if you are a sole proprietor, you yourself have to invest all your money. You can take the help of a bank also, but a bank will also not give you a lot of money because you're the only single owner and sole risk bearer. So you need to decide where exactly you're going to ask for help, how exactly you're going to buy your assets, that's your machinery, your tools, required things to needed for day-to-day expenses. You need money as well. So the capital is divided into, the capital what you're investing is divided into two things. It's divided into fixed capital, okay, or fixed assets, and it's divided into working capital or working assets. Okay, working capital it's called. Now fixed assets is the money where you're investing it into the business and it is fixed for a long period of time, greater than 1 year, and you cannot take this money out. Example, you're using this money to buy assets like, let's say, furniture, machinery in your organization. But working capital is the money which you're keeping aside for your day-to-day expenses from your capital. So you need to decide how exactly you're dividing your capital into your business. The next one is physical facilities. Physical facilities refers to the support services which is really needed for your business to flourish. Okay, what are the things that is what are the things available already Okay, so the decision relating to this factor will depend on the nature and the size of the business and availability of funds and the process of production. That means what you need physical facilities like your machinery, your equipments, land, building, all this is very much needed. And your support services like your employees, you very much need them. So without them, you cannot really flourish. Then, what is a plant layout? A plant layout is nothing but it is a blueprint of a particular, let's say, how exactly you want to open an industry, where exactly you want to build your particular industry. Like example, if you have a land, on this land definitely you will want to construct your building. So what is this? Land is a fixed asset. It cannot be moved from one place to another. So what are they saying? This plant layout, you are going to put a blueprint or you are going to draw on a piece of paper. That is literally, you will not draw and you will give it to an engineer so that the engineer will put a plant layout telling where exactly the plant should come, where exactly the substation should come, the workshop should come, the laboratory should come. He would design out the layout for you so that depending on that, you can go ahead and construct your building. Now, the simplest example for plant layout I would give you is construction of a house. Even before you construct a house, you have a land. What do your parents do? Your parents decide how exactly they have to plan where the toilet should come, where the hall, the dining room, bedroom, all these things they would plan where exactly it should come. So for this, they would go in, they would literally go searching or looking for different designs of various houses, and depending on that, they would meet the contractor. They would also meet the, let's say, they would meet the engineer and they would tell the engineer, this is our plan what we have for construction of our house, can you please help us out? So depending on that, this particular engineer would go ahead and he would draw a plant layout of your house, and looking at that, the contractor would construct the house. So like that, in an organization, you will also have to have a plant layout. You need to have a plan of where exactly, how exactly you're constructing your building. If the building is already there, still you'll need to put a plan where you're going to set up the workstation, the employee sitting out area. All this you need to decide. So that is what is called as plant layout. It is nothing but it shows the arrangement of various facilities that you have in your particular organizations, and it also shows where exactly the machineries and equipments are all there in the organization. So for every organization, you need committed people who need to work there. So what is physical? Physical refers to your machineries, and financial resources refers to the money which is required. So only if the machines are going to work in good conditions, and machines themselves cannot work together so that the job can be done. Definitely you need employees who can help you work on the machines. So only when employees are there around to help the machines to work, and then only you can get the labor out of it and you can make sales of whatever products you are doing or whatever services you can provide. So employees play a very important role in the starting of any business. Then tax planning. Now that you already have your employees in place, you have your machineries, you have a plant layout, everything is set in place, and you've also started doing your job. Also started working. So what is happening now that you're earning profit? You need to file tax returns to the government. So what is it? By law, any organization, even if a person is not having an organization, but he is earning salary, has to file returns or file tax to the government. So in that case, any business organization also has to file tax to the government or pay tax to the government. So for this, the organization has to submit a lot of paperwork and documents telling that they are having a business, they're owning a business, these are the amounts of losses, these are the amounts of profits that the business is earning, so that depending on that, the government will calculate the tax. and the tax amount can be reduced if you are submitting proper proof of whatever you are doing. Then the last one is launching the enterprise. Now that you're started your business and your business is going good, and you're also um, let's say you also pay started to pay tax. This tax, what I'm telling, is the tax which you're paying after you start the business, but the tax that is mentioned here is the tax which you need to pay even before you start your business. Like example, when we construct our house, our brand new house, also we need to pay tax to the government, correct, even before we are starting to stay in the house. Why? Because you have property tax or land tax that you need to pay, building tax that you need to pay. So even before you can start your business, you need to pay tax to the government. Like that, you have launching the enterprise. What is launching the enterprise? Now that you have paid tax to the government, you have started your business, you're so happy that you're inaugurating your business and you are starting to make a lot of profit as well, and you have also fulfilled all the legal required formalities that you need to submit. So now successfully you can start your business. So coming down to again revising the points that we have already learned, again I would mark it here. This would come as a 5 marker practical oriented question, or it would be asked for a 4 marker, and even if it gets asked as an 8 marker, you can feel confident to write this particular answer, because I've given as much as pictures as possible and much as explanation which will help you to understand this particular topic. So I'll write here practical oriented question. Okay, so the first thing is selection of the line of business. I already told you, you need to decide whether it's going to be industry or whether it is going to be commerce. So I'm going to write it down here for you to understand in short words. Okay, it's either going to be I or it's going to be C. Size of the firm, whether it's going to be big organization or small organization. Choice of form of ownership, whether it's going to be sole proprietor, partnership, joint stock company, or whether it's going to be cooperative society. Then location of the business enterprise, where exactly you want to locate the business enterprise, close by your house, or whether it's going to be in a place where you can easily get the raw materials. So that is, so I'll write here place. Okay, so it's easy for you to understand. Then financing the proposition is nothing but the money which is required to start off your business. That is nothing but your capital. Now here your capital has been divided into fixed capital and your working capital. Fixed capital is the money which you're investing to buy all your machinery, your furniture, and working capital is the money which is required for all your day-to-day needs. Then physical facilities refers to your resources, that's your machinery, your plant, your furniture. All these has to be utilized efficiently and properly so that you can earn proper amount of profits. Then plant layout is nothing but it is a blueprint. Keeping that blueprint, you will go ahead and you will construct your building. Okay, so I'll write here blueprint so that you will know, and depending on that you will know where exactly your machineries or your plants or where exactly your workstation, all this needs to be constructed. Then component and committed workforce refers to employees who are required to work on the machinery, and depending on what job they do, because no organization can survive without employees, so employees play a very important role. Then the next one is tax planning. Now that you're going to start your business very soon, you should ensure that you're going to pay your property tax, you're going to pay your building tax, you're going to pay your tax for the government because you're going to start your business enterprise. And every business enterprise has their own amount of percentage of tax that they need to pay. And the last one is launching the enterprise, refers to starting of the enterprise. Now for tax planning, I write percentage symbol so that you'll know every business enterprise has a certain percentage of tax that they need to pay. And launching the enterprise refers to starting off a new business venture. Now that you have planned how you need to start everything. Okay, so this particular topic is a very easy topic and a very simple topic, so I've kept it very easy in terms of explanation for you. So any doubts you have, any questions you have, if you've not understood any point, you can always get in touch with me, send me a message, and I would be happy to help you. Any questions you have, you can type it in the comment box, or you can get in touch with me. I would be happy to help you. So you can definitely expect this particular question for a practical oriented question, or you can expect it for a 4 marker. So even if it doesn't come as a 4 marker, it may come as an 8 marker. So please ensure you're writing an introduction and then you give a conclusion, and this you can write it in terms of like a story itself. So thank you so much. Please like and please subscribe.